I've got 4 small hero stories. You may not hear the word hero in all the stories, but there's an element of that in each story. I knew an 8-year-old boy who loved going to his aunt and uncle's house. Why? Aunt and uncle had a big house, and the boy was able to have his own bedroom upstairs with a king-size bed. But the best part of that room was the door. When you open that door, it leads to a balcony. And that little boy loved going out to the balcony and to the edge and looking down, and there was that big backyard, and there was that pool, and he could see over all the trees at the neighbor's backyard. And he said, boy, if I could just fly like Superman, I could say hello to everybody. One day, when he's sitting there at the edge of the balcony, he remembers that, well, there's a linen closet right around the corner of the room. Why doesn't he go get a big bath towel, put it around his neck? He'll have a cape like Superman, then he can fly. Goes to the edge, says, now I can fly. He says, now I can leap tall buildings with a single bound. 1, faster than a speeding bullet. 2, 3. Then he stops. Something told him, somebody told him, don't do this. You're going to hurt yourself. You really can't fly. So he steps back, takes the bath towel off, and being embarrassed by what he did, never told anybody till now. I taught school for 25 years, 5th grade, 10-year-olds. And one of the big curriculums that we had was science. And during one of the science classes, I asked the class, have you seen Star Wars? Let's see you guys, have you seen Star Wars? Any part of them? Yeah, all right. And then I asked the science question. Class, what's scientifically wrong with the Star Wars movie? All the hands went down, except for Nick. And I said, Nick, what is it that's wrong with the Star Wars movie? And he told me. I was so impressed, I had to call his mother. Now, I want you to know, as a teacher, I loved every day of it, every day. But sometimes I had to make a phone call when Ralphie was late or didn't have his homework, or Johnny was misbehaving in class. But the best part of teaching was I could make a phone call like this. Hello, Mrs. Jones? Yeah, this is Nick's teacher. And then I hear, now what did he do? Well, no, I said it's not like that. This is different. I want you to know that I asked a science question in class, and none of the kids knew it but Nick. She says, well, what did he say? What did you ask? I asked if all the class had seen Star Wars, and they all did. And I said, what's scientifically wrong with those movies? And he was the only one who answered the question. Well, what was the answer, she said. Well, there's a lot of explosions going on in Star Wars. Death planets and rocket ships going off blasting. And it's all wrong because there is no sound in space. There's no air in space. There's no molecules moving around, and there's no ears to hear. It sounds good in a movie, doesn't really work scientifically. And Nick knew it. So I had to call his mother. I heard the smile right through the phone. I heard Nick get a hug and a squeezing, and I knew that that night Rick got a little extra ice cream scoop for dessert. And he was the hero in his house for quite a while. But what about the teacher? That was part of my job. That was part of my job. Loved making heroes out of my students. Every day. Every day. A man was walking along the beach, and he sees a young girl on the beach picking up a starfish, walking the starfish over to the water, and putting it in the ocean. And then she turns around, gets another starfish, takes it to the ocean, and drops it in the water. The man looks at the girl after a while, says, "Excuse me, young lady, let me ask you something. What are you doing?" "Well, I'm picking up the starfish and putting it back in the water because when they get caught at low tide and they stay on the beach, they'll die if they're not in the water. So I pick them up and I put them back in the water." And the man said, "Young lady, you're so silly. There's hundreds and hundreds of starfish on this beach. And the beach is a mile long. What do you think you can make a difference?" She smiled at the man, picked up another starfish, walked it to the water, put it in, and said, "I made a difference to that starfish." If I only could shake the hand of everyone I meet, and they in turn shake the hand of everybody they meet. Why? Well, because the hand that shakes the hand, 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 will go all the way around the world. To every land, it will shake a hand. It'll make us a community. It'll tie us together. And the tape of life will maybe start to repair the world where we are torn. If I only could. I just did. Thank you.